This Kundalini is it's what you're trying to go for. It's the aim when you're doing all this spiritual yoga type stuff, but in the sort of biblical reading of this Bible stuff, or excuse me, in the religious, more Christianity-based reading of all this stuff, that's bad. The serpent, any serpent energy, it would be bad, right? That's what
that is kind of what they say. However, when you look at the terms of things, you know, when you think about, okay, let's just say the base, the column of our spine, all the way to the top of our head, as in the chakras, is our serpent power. What is that serpent power?
Yes.
When your chakras are ignited, there are different spiritual principles within your body that reside, that are waiting to be awakened, just like the tree of life in the Kabbalah. So
yeah, I played the Facebook game. What's your chakra predominantly? What's your main chakra that opens?
You know,
so I know shit is what I'm trying to say.
Now,
yeah, I mean, for sure.
Now, given, you know, some of those symbols are it's of sacred geometry within the chakras of the body, and just how sacred geometry is involved with the Kabbalah. You know, for example, the Heart Chakra, which is, I think, Anahata, is the symbol of the Star of David.
That's right. It's blue, like the blue, right, bluish, and with the right, because they each have those sort of universal symbols corresponding with each chakra.
So maybe what is hidden from modern day society is that there is some sort of link between Hinduism and Judaism.
Yeah, gosh, I forgot any sort of metaphor for it, but yes, the migration, you could say, from knowledge from the Indus Valley area to the Middle East of the Bible, Israel, current.
There's some sort of connection. I mean, there are many people who are Jewish with the name Arya. However, the name Arya comes from India.
Arya, as in Aryan, the race that was there, which was somehow there, but also spawned white people, but yet it was in the region that has the brown people. Yeah, okay.
It's a very complicated situation, because when you think about, you think about the Nazis, and they were like Aryan pride and Aryan brotherhood and all of that. They talk about white people. However, the ancient Indians of India were brown, still are brown, and then you think about, you know, the image of those people and people of Egypt. You know, people of Egypt were black, you know. So I think it comes down to the point where it really doesn't matter about race. I think the Aryans, you know, or as Michael Sarian would say, the Aryans, the Aryas, were the Brahmin priests from all around various areas of the world, considering the Babylonian area, ancient Persia, Egypt, the ancient Druids, the ancient Hindus. There's connections between all of these cultures, including the Mayan culture as well.
Yeah, somehow common knowledge was spread, as if they had a magical internet or something of that nature.
And who knows, you know, considering the world that we live in and how many millions of years this world has existed, and I mean, we don't know how long mankind has existed. What about these giant human skulls that are found too? What was that?
Now, are those just internet pictorial hoaxes, or those are some real shits, no?
I think it's real shit, because when you look at programs on the History Channel, when they got things like Ancient Aliens coming out, and these skulls with teeth that are like twice as big as the teeth that we had, and you know, how do you explain that? I mean, you got biblical stories about Goliath and David, and the ancient Hindu stories have stories of the giants. The Egyptians had stories of the giants. You know, maybe that was the pre-Diluvian man.
Giants, aka Nephilim, aka angels, really, in the biblical or pre-biblical sense. Genesis, as we refer to.
You know, but all of these cultures are connected. You know, I mean, when you take some of these words and linguistically break down the origins of some of these words, like for example, Abraham. Abraham had a wife named Sarai or Sarah.
They call her Sarah usually nowadays.
Now, given, there's also the Hindu god Brahma, and his wife was Saraswati.
Ah, of course.
If you take the name Abraham, you can find the name Brahma right in there. Just like Sarah, Saraswati.
yeah, they were filtered down into, because what we're saying them as is just an English transliteration of the actual word. So Brahma, Abraham, it's our language filtered down from all this other stuff. So it's showing you that yes, the source is common there, although they'd have you believe there's no connection because of the breakup of our language and our thought patterns now.
But we know that's bullshit.
What's that?
That's bullshit, man. It's all connected.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
End to end, it was probably all one language that just gave birth to all of these languages.
And how does this relate to this Tower of Babel story from the Bible that